Okay, the next activity that I'm going to show you is what I call the drag. It came out of my watching a person who was learning to use these really want to use her hip flexor muscle to bring her leg forward. And I thought about it, and I thought, okay. And some people are actually calling this the Carla drag, which I think is amusing, but we're just going to call it the drag. And what you do is you take your stronger leg and put it back behind you so that here I am basically on my toes. And again, here's the reason you've been doing the hip rotations. You rotate your hip forward, you let your toe drag, and when you land on that foot, you'll land on your heel because your hip will have pulled your leg forward. Again, you're triggering somewhat of a neurological response in your leg by rotating the hip and then that drag and hit. This is not a way to walk. This is only an activity or an exercise. So don't mistake it for anything else. So the stronger leg is back. You rotate your hip and drag the toe forward and then let the leg land, or the heel land on the ground. So rotate, heel lands. When you really feel like you have it down pretty well with your stronger leg, then go ahead and try it with your leg that isn't as strong. And again, rotate, drag, land. Or rotate, oops, I didn't rotate. Did you catch that? You better. Rotate, drag, land. You're not taking steps. This is just to get you the feel of that heel strike and to get you to rotate your pelvis or hip forward to get your leg forward. This will prevent the hip flexors from becoming quite so fatigued over time, and then you will gradually integrate it into your walking pattern so that you're not dragging, but you're rotating your hip to get that leg forward. You can really benefit from doing this in front of a mirror because then you can see whether you're actually getting the hip forward and getting it to rotate or not. Again, it's back, rotate it forward, and you land. You really have to hold on when you're doing this. I can do it with my walking stick, but I can't do it very well with my walking stick. You get the chair out of the way. So I want to put my hand here for safety, but I'm going to hold the walking stick in this arm. So I start with my stronger leg back, and I rotate the hip and drag until I get heel strike. I don't think in the beginning you should even think of doing this just with a walking stick or whatever. You really need parallel bars or a counter and a chair to do this well. So one leg back, probably going to pull up a rug when I rotate forward. Rotate forward, drag your heel, or drag your toes, and land on your heel. I want you to get used to the feel of what it's like to land on the heel. And if I were having you do this, like in your kitchen, I want to hear clunk, clunk. I really want to hear that leg or that foot land. Now, if you live in an apartment upstairs, the person below you is not going to love you when you practice this exercise, but a good strong heel strike is throwing your body and saying, hit hard, and it's causing the brace to give you momentum forward. Again, if you have a knee flexion contracture, you're not going to be able to land on that heel. You'll be able to get the hip rotated and, you know, bring the leg through, but you're going to land flat-footed, and that's not going to give you the pressure to walk on through. Gradually, what I see this leading to is the diagonals that Marmaduke wants us to do when we're like this. And in other words, that leg's back and you then rotate the hip forward. The other side. He doesn't emphasize the hip rotation as much as I do, but you know, that's okay. And land. I think that's all. Oh, if you're feeling pull in here or in your low back, then limit it severely how many you do, and keep things quiet. Don't get into pain, don't get into fatigue, ever.